Rupert Alexander Lloyd Grint is an English actor who rose to prominence playing Ron Weasley, one of the three main characters in the Harry Potter film series. Grint was cast as Ron Weasley at the age of 11, having previously acted only in school plays and at his local theatre group. From 2001 to 2011, he starred in all 8 Harry Potter films alongside Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson. Beginning in 2002, Grint began to work outside of the Harry Potter franchise, playing a co-leading role in Thunderpants. He has had starring roles in Driving Lessons, a dramedy released in 2006, and Cherrybomb, a small-budgeted drama of limited release in 2010. Grint co-starred with Bill Nighy and Emily Blunt in Wild Target, a comedy. His first project following the end of the Harry Potter series was the 2012 anti-war film, Into the White, in which he has a supporting role. In 2013, Grint's new film CBGB was released and he has been cast in CBS's new pilot Super Clyde. Grint made his stage debut in Butterworth's Mojo in October 2013 at the Harold Pinter Theatre in London. Early life: Grint was born in Harlow, Essex, England. His mother, Joanne Grint, is a housewife, and his father, Nigel Grint, is a memorabilia dealer. Grint is the eldest of 5 siblings. He attended St. Joseph's Primary School in Hertford, a Roman Catholic primary school. While there, Grint took an avid interest in theatre. He started performing in school productions and joined the Top Hat Stage and Screen School, a local theatre group that cast him as a fish in Noah's Ark and a donkey in another nativity play. He continued performing in school plays as he moved up to Richard Hale School. However, Grint had never acted professionally before the Harry Potter series. At the age of 16, he left school to focus on his acting career. "I didn't really like school that much," the actor later commented. Career: Harry Potter. Starting in 2000, casting began for the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the best-selling novel written by author J.K. Rowling. Rowling personally insisted that the cast be British and assisted Susie Figgis and director Chris Columbus in casting the roles. Grint chose to try out for the role of protagonist Ron Weasley, one of Harry Potter's best friends at Hogwarts, because he had ginger-coloured hair, and was a fan of the book series. Having seen a Newsround report about the open casting, he sent in a video of himself rapping about how he wished to receive the role. His attempt was successful as the casting team asked for a meeting with him. On August 8, 2000, Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and an 11-year-old Grint were selected to play the roles of Harry, Hermione Granger, and Ron, respectively. Grint is the oldest member of the trio. The release of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 2001 was Grint's debut screen performance. Breaking records for opening day sales and opening weekend takings, it was the highest-grossing film of that year. With a total of $974 million in its theatrical run, Philosopher's Stone stands as the second most commercially successful entry in the series. It was also critically well received, scoring mainly positive reviews from critics. However, a number of critics found the adaptation staying faithful to the book to be both its best and worst quality. Grint won a Satellite Award in the category of Outstanding New Talent, and a Young Artist Award for Most Promising Young Newcomer. A year later, Grint again starred as Ron in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second installment of the series. The film opened to positive reviews and critics generally enjoyed the lead actors' performances. Both Los Angeles Times and New York Magazine observed that Grint and his peers had matured between films, with the latter pointing out that Grint had become more proficient, and said they missed the amateurish ardor the actor and Watson carried in Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was released on May 31 in the UK. The film sees all 3 of its lead characters hover on the brink of adolescence, and while they look braver and more capable than before, the dangers they face seem far more grave and their own vulnerability more intense. Academy Award nominee Alfonso Cuarón then took over direction for Prisoner of Azkaban, which remains the lowest-grossing Harry Potter film with $795 million in revenue. Nonetheless, it was the second highest-grossing movie of 2004 behind Shrek 2. Despite this, it remains the second highest rated in the series in terms of critical reaction. In 2005, Grint reprised his role again for the fourth film in the series, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. The adaptation, unlike previous films, explored romantic elements and included more humor. In a 2005 interview with IGN, all three lead actors singled out the humor as being a reason for the film's success. This project was directed by Mike Newell. According to the actor, the director was really loud and not afraid to swear at you, but he was really cool. Goblet of Fire stands as one of the best-reviewed installments within the series, and is noted for the maturity and sophistication of its characters, darker and more complex plotline, writing and performances of the lead actors. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the fifth film in the Harry Potter franchise, was released to cinemas in 2007. A huge financial success, Order of the Phoenix set a record worldwide opening weekend gross of $394 million, superseding Spider-Man 3 as the title holder. This entry was directed by a new filmmaker, David Yates, who would continue to direct all of the following movies. Grint said the laid-back director was really good, and helped keep the material fresh. As the fame of the actor and the series continued, Grint and fellow Harry Potter cast members left imprints of their hands, feet and wands in front of Grauman's Chinese Theatre in Hollywood. On July 15, 2009, the series' sixth installment, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, was released. It did considerably better financially than the previous film, again setting new box office records. In its total theatrical run, Half-Blood Prince totaled in $933 a million ticket sales. Also, Half-Blood Prince remains one of the most positively reviewed entries within the series among film critics, who praised the film's emotionally satisfying story, direction, cinematography, visuals and music. Grint observed a change in Ron in this entry, pointing out that his once insecure, often overshadowed character started to become more secure and even began to show a dark side of himself. The actor found it fun to personify a more emotional Ron. Between 2009 and 2010, his work received 3 nominations, including one Wiener Euro and Otto Award from the German magazine Bravo. Despite the success of the past films, the future of the franchise was put into question as all 3 lead actors were unsure about signing on to continue their roles for the final 2 films. However, by March 2007, Grint agreed to return for the last installments. For financial and scripting reasons, the last book was divided into 2 films which were shot back-to-back, with filming concluding in June 2010. After completing the final film he said, "I mean, it literally has been my childhood and suddenly it all came down to really just one random scene, with us jumping through a fireplace, and then it was over. But because you shoot out of sequence, it's often just turn left, cross the room, okay, that's a wrap. And you're done. Yeah, it's very odd. Because suddenly it was all over, just like that. It was really emotional for all of us, realizing that we're never going to be doing this again." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was released in November and made over $950 a million. It set several box office records and opened to mostly favorable reviews in the media. His portrayal of Ron again earned him critical praise. Reviewing the adaptation in Slate, Dana Stevens called all 3 of the leads terrific. Despite giving Deathly Hallows Part 1 a negative rating, Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal publication stated Grint has grown up to be a skillful actor who knows the value of a slow burn. New York Post writer Lulu Mennick, however, observed that both Grint and Radcliffe had grown weary of playing the same characters and expressed it in their performances. Grint's performance scored him nominations from the MTV Movie Awards and National Movie Awards for Best Fight and Performance of the Year in 2011. Grint reprised his role for the 8th time, in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the last Harry Potter installment. This film picked up from where the previous film left off and included a lot of action, whereas the first part had focused more on character development. Rupert, along with the film, was critically acclaimed. Anne Hornaday of The Washington Post asked, "Who could have predicted that Radcliffe, Grint and Watson would turn out to be good actors? The film broke several box office records, including biggest midnight release, biggest first day opening, and biggest opening weekend. Deathly Hallows: A Euro Part 2 is currently the fourth highest grossing film of all time, and the second highest grossing non-James Cameron film with more than $1.3 billion worldwide. Harry Potter's author J.K. Rowling gave a speech during the final, world premiere of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows: A Euro Part 2 on July 7, 2011 in London, England. She announced that there are 7 Harry Potter film series cast members, whom she refers to as the Big Seven, and she named Grint as one of the 7 members, alongside with Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, Tom Felton, Matthew Lewis, Evanna Lynch and Bonnie Wright. Other work: in 2002, Grint starred in his first non-Harry Potter film, Thunderpants, which revolves around Patrick, whose remarkable capacity for flatulence scores him a job as an astronaut. In this film, Grint portrayed the co-lead role of Alan, an anosmic boy who is Patrick's only friend. It was generally ignored by critics and audiences alike. Most of the critics that did take notice of Thunderpants did not respond well to it, with one writing, "This film should be shown in prisons so that inmates have a good reason to never return." Another film he appeared in was Driving Lessons, a comedy drama released in 2006, where he starred opposite Julie Walters. The film was met with a mixed reception by critics, but his portrayal of an oppressed teenaged boy was generally praised. Grint, on the other hand, is a revelation, who displays an innate naturalness mixed with personal charisma that turn a potentially pathetic Christian freak into a humorous, thoroughly likable Euro of more than a little awkward Euro young man, wrote Alt Film Guide's André Sours. In July 2008, it was announced that Grint would star in the independent thriller Cherrybomb with Robert Sheehan and Kimberly Nixon. Grint found shooting this film very different from the Harry Potter films since he had to adjust to doing a dozen scenes per day. Grint's character Euro Malachi, a worker at Belfast Euro, goes to great lengths to impress his boss's daughter, whom he is infatuated with. This film, like his next project, would involve him playing violent roles. Despite premiering at the 2009 Berlin International Film Festival, the film was initially unable to find a distributor. An online campaign by Grint's fans was credited with helping to secure a deal for distribution in the UK in 2010. Jonathan Lynn directed Grint in Wild Target, a 2010 comedy thriller film, which he starred in alongside Emily Blunt and Bill Nighy. A remake of the 1993 French film Cibola Mauvanti, Wild Target was made on a relatively small production budget of $8 million. However, it was a commercial failure, only earning back $3.4 million. It also garnered mostly negative reviews in the media, which criticized it for dishonoring the original film and wasting the comedic potential of its cast, but Grint also attracted some positive notice. Euro unregistered trademark S. Nice to see Rupert Grint perform well in a role other than that of Ron Weasley, and Euro unregistered trademark S. Clear that Euro unregistered trademark S. got a career ahead of him. In January 2011, Grint made a cameo appearance in BBC popular comedy show Come Fly With Me starring comedy duo Matt Lucas and David Walliams. In March 2011, Grint was cast as the lead character in the small-budget anti-war Norwegian film Into the White, which was directed by Petter Nass. Principal photography started in April, and the project, which was shot on location, was released in 2012. Into the White is based on a real incident that took place on April 27, 1940, when German Luftwaffe pilot Horst Schuppe's Euro unregistered trademark S bomber was shot down at Grotley by a Royal Navy Fleet Air Arm Blackburn skua, which then crash-landed. The several German and British crew members found shelter by chance during a harsh winter there. In August 2011, Grint did a photo shoot with his friend and Harry Potter co-star Tom Felton in Los Angeles for the autumn-winter collection of the fashion label Band of Outsiders. In September 2011, it was announced that Grint will voice a character in the film adaptation of Postman Pat titled Postman Pat, the movie Euro You Know You're the One, along with David Tennant, Stephen Mangan and Jim Broadbent. The film has a planned 3D theatrical release date of spring 2013. In his next film, Grint will play the role of Eddie the Eagle Edwards in a biopic about Edwards's heroic failure at the 1988 Winter Olympics in Calgary. Grint also appears in the music video for Ed Sheeran's song Lego House. The video was released on October 20, 2011. In March 2012 the Visit Britain TV ad was released, which features Grint alongside Julie Walters, Michelle Dockery and Stephen Ferry. The TV ad promotes holidaying at home in the UK. On March 14, 2012, Variety reported that Grint had been cast alongside Chloe Grace Moretz in The Drummer, a biopic about drummer Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys. On the same day, Hollywood Reporter confirmed this and announced filming was scheduled to begin on June 15, 2012 in California and Savannah, Georgia. On July 25, 2012, Grint carried the 2012 London Olympic torch during the Olympic Torch Relay, which is part of 2012 Summer Olympic Games in London. In interviews, Rupert told the BBC News that it was an overwhelming experience that he hoped to remember forever, and told the Daily Telegraph it was amazing, it was really overwhelming. It's just such an honor to be a part of this. I'm really proud. In October 2012 Grint narrated We Are Aliens, a 25-minute 3D planetarium full-dome film about the possibility of other intelligent life in our universe. On February 13, 2013, The Hollywood Reporter's live feed announced that Grint would star in a television show on CBS called Super Clyde. Grint will play the title role of Clyde, the well-meaning and sweet yet slightly neurotic guy who never feels like he really fits in. The avid comic book reader considers himself a borderline agoraphobic with mild to severe anxiety issues who wishes he were a superhero himself. When Clyde inherits a $100,000 a month inheritance from his long-dead eccentric Uncle Bill, he decides that the cash will be his secret superpower and will use it only for good and reward the good-hearted. In July 2013, it was confirmed that Grint will be making his stage debut in Jez Butterworth's second run of his black comedy, Mojo, playing the role as a minor hood called Sweets who pops amphetamines like Smarties and does a sort of double act, full of comic menace. Grint will be starring alongside with actors Brendan Coyle, Ben Whishaw and Daniel Mays. The play is based on real-life events and ran from October 26, 2013 until February 8, 2014 at the Harold Pinter Theatre in London. He won the What's on Stage Award for Best London Newcomer for his role in this play. In September 2013, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed that in an adaptation of Macbeth called Enemy of Man, Grint will be starring with Sean Bean, Charles Dance, Jason Fleming, James Dar unregistered trademark RC, Neil Maskell and Joe Gilgun, directed by Vincent Regan. The filming production was set to begin in January 2014 in the United Kingdom. In June 2014, it was announced that Grint will make his Broadway debut on October 9, 2014, as Frank Finger in the play It's Only a Play at the Gerald Schoenfeld Theatre, appearing alongside Matthew Broderick, Nathan Lane, Stockard Channing, and Megan Mullally. Personal life: the actor enjoys close friendships with his Harry Potter co-stars Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, stating that they have a sibling-like relationship, having known each other from an early age. Like his character, he has arachnophobia, a fear of spiders. Grint bought an ice cream van as a way to fulfill a childhood desire from the money he made through acting. He is also involved with charity, having donated items such as clothes to charity auctions, as well as participating in the Wacky Rally in 2010 with James and Oliver Phelps, which raised money for Britain unregistered trademark Royal National Lifeboat Institution. He was one of more than 40 participants to produce designs for Chrysalis collection for Keach Hospice Care in London. His piece, A Painted Butterfly, was auctioned off on eBay.com in March 2010. In May 2011, along with other celebrities, Grint took part in the ad campaign for Make Mine Milk to promote daily milk drinking. His ads can be seen on thousands of bus sides and posters across the United Kingdom. Grint supports Little Star Awards since 2011 in support of Cancer Research UK, joining Leona Lewis among others. I think that ETA unregistered trademark wonderful that Cancer Research UK is helping to bring a little bit of magic to the children unregistered trademark lives in this way, said Grint. Filmography: film, television, theatre, music videos, other roles, awards and nominations. See also, List of Harry Potter cast members, references. External links: Rupert Grint at the Internet Movie Database, Rupert Grint, overview at MSN Movies site, Rupert Grint at TV.com website.